Good evening, people, and welcome back to another edition of the White Rose Rivals. We are a man down, Matt, but it's only Rotherham. No one's asked for him anyway, are they, Matt?
Good.
Really?
Two men down now.
Yeah.
Two men down now.
Two men, yeah. Top of the league, top of the tree, and he's done one already. Ethan Riley says, Cozzy the GOAT. You don't know how much love you get on my channel, Cozzy, when people say it's White Rose Rivals tonight. I'm like, yeah, and they go, Cozzy's awesome.
Sure. Have you got any Christmas cards up? I've only got one Christmas card. It's from a new taxi rank in Ekmanwyk, and he hadn't even put any name or number or anything. They've just put the new card in there. So that's the only card. That's the only thing that symbolises Christmas in my flat, mate. What about you? Have you got up? Is that a candle behind or nice? I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's his Christmas karcher.
My Christmas jet wash.
Yeah, looks like, and is there something on your thing? Is that a bit of Quality Street or something on top of that thing? Or
no, it's a skipping rope and a Halloween tub from the kids.
What's that about? This is a good, different kind of show, isn't it?
You know, Cozzy, do you know what's behind me?
What?
Seeing this little award here?
Oh, go on, talk to us. Hey. Come on, then. Tell us what happened. How was it?
If I can remember, I'll tell you. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good, mate. Yeah. Totally unexpected. Yeah.
Did I get a mention in the speech? Like, because you've come on my show now, that's why you won it. Did I get?
Yeah, we're all about you, Joe. It was I'd like to thank my mum, dad, and Joe. That was it.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
What is best contribution for Sheffield Derby chat with it? Was that what you
club best club content creators, something like that. I don't know how we won, to be honest. If you watched any of our stuff, and Ant's been on our preview show last week. Yeah, so
I did see that. It was nice. It was a nice tribute to Beasty as well, mate. Wasn't it? I don't know if you want to kind of tell any of the
him. One of the OGs from the podcast. Podcast has been going about 13, 14 years now. And one of the original guys is still on it, Dan, who's our main host. But he set it up with a lad called Beasty, who's been a massive Sheffield Wednesday fan. And his daughter is on the show now, Holly. But we'd lost him last year to cancer. So it was a massive loss to Wednesday fan base. You will have seen him in the media for Sheffield Wednesday. There's a lot where Holly stood up with a flag, with a scarf, and he's at the side of it. She's on quite a lot because they sit right at the front of the cop. So it was good. That.
Oh, actually, he was a legend. He used to write match reports that were ahead of his era, mate.
Yeah. That old gadget you said he would be top when Leeds. That video, and he's got like a turkey Christmas hat.
Yes, yeah, that was him. Yeah,
is that him?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. He's been around a bit. Yeah, so he's just for Christmas last year. So it was good that obviously we've continued doing what they all started, and it was totally unexpected. Yeah,
good stuff.
Yeah, Al, USC. Al, have you got Donald Trump flags on that in background? USC.
Not quite, because you're talking about takeover, aren't you?
Mate, I can't believe it. It's happening. 100 million. That's what it costs. Ours would be like 50 people or so, but yours 100 million.
We'll have to wait and see. It's not finalised yet. They're just releasing the statement to hurry the current owner on into actually, selling.
So we're expecting a big January then, Harley. Is this? What's the score?
There's a couple of guys potentially going to buy Sheffield United. One of which is American, as Cozzy is alluding to, and 100 million. That apparently the fee. I can't believe Sheffield United is only worth 100 million. I mean, I remember we played Tottenham last season. They brought on 3 subs, and I worked out how much they'd spent on those 3 subs, and it was over 100 million. So if 3 players for Tottenham are worth more than that, how is a whole football club only worth 100? But I guess it's worth what someone's willing to pay. I don't know if it'll happen in the next 3 weeks, because that would obviously mean January could suddenly become a little bit more interesting. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, therefore.
Joe, I'm doing your introduction, and you're knackered in Reddit's promotion bid up, so I'm delighted, mate. Congratulations. Well done, pal. Agent.
Wow. Are you happy with the appointment, mate? Are you happy with the appointment?
Yeah, 100%. If anybody on the odd occasion, if anybody in here follows me on TikTok, you'll have seen that from the start I wanted Sellers. I just think that it fits the bill of what we wanted, because we clearly want a manager who's got like a philosophy that's a bit more pragmatic, that can change game by game, but that is good with young players and can obviously sort of pull out decent results when a club's struggling, which is what we are at the minute. I mean, he's been at Reading for, pretty much their League One duration. They've had a transfer embargo, points deductions. He's kept them up. He's got them in the top 6 in a really competitive League One that's got the likes of Wrexham, Birmingham, Stockport, Huddersfield, Rotherham. There's all these teams down there. Bolton.
Genuinely thought, is he going to mention the 2 Yorkshire clubs?
But yeah, no, he's done really well. He's obviously really good at bringing through young players. All the Reading fans don't have a bad word to say about him, which is always good, because usually when you put somebody's manager or player, everyone's like, "Oh, I'll drive him to you. He's garbage anyway." But we haven't had that with Sellers, and I think he's been sought after by quite a few Championship clubs. I think Cov were after him as well, and Cardiff had a bit of a flirt with him as well. But we've gone out and got him, which surprised me, because I didn't think we'd go for a manager that was currently employed. I thought we'd go for one that's unemployed, considering we've just paid off Rosinia and then paid off Walter. I didn't think we'd go and then pay compensation somewhere else. But I feel like I think someone said it's only really low, with obviously Reading's wages on Sellers won't be very high because they've not got much money. So I think it's like 200K's buyout. So yeah, I'm excited, because I'm actually looking forward to going to football games again, because I was getting to that point where I think we've all been at some point where it feels like a chore when you're going to football. That's us at the minute, especially it was under Walter. But he finally got the boot, so we can look forward to January, where I'm pretty sure he's going to back the manager and see where we end up.
It was such a bad appointment now, with hindsight in it, to think that you got rid of Rosinia. And I know you weren't too... It's easy for people going, "Oh, they should have never sacked him," but that's by the by. But to then replace him with Walter, and then it goes bad as it did, mate, it's not been great. To think you just missed out on top 6, now you're down the bottom end, man. It's mad.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like the Rosinia sacking, you could have, like I've said before, I can understand why he went. I'd have also been okay if he'd have stayed another year. There was only a few tinkers that he needed to make to his system to, I think, get to the style of player that the owner wanted. He just wouldn't take that risk. He's too scared to lose, and I think that's pretty much what sums up Rosinia as a manager. He just will not sort of let players express themselves. He won't take the shackles off, and we're seeing that at Strasbourg. I think he's on the brink of the sack there as well. Too many draws. He just doesn't. You know what I mean? He will learn that. He's still a young manager and stuff, but yeah, like you say, you've got to get that replacement right, and we really didn't. I mean, I don't know what kind of research they did to get this guy in, because the style of football was horrendous. His man management skills were garbage. I mean, every single player's come out and basically said they hated him. The fans hated him. And the owner was going to keep him on. He actually did, before the Sheffield Wednesday game, he came out on the radio an hour before kickoff and was like, "No, I'm happy with him. I think we're playing some good stuff, and I'm fully convinced he'll turn it around, and that he's not going to sack him." And then he ended up sacking him after the game purely because of the fan reaction in the stadium. So, people who say you shouldn't boo and stuff in games, well, there's your proof. It gets stuff done sometimes. So,
and it was a big news in Germany with this, because I love German football. Watching Sky Sports Germany he were on. They were really surprised, because I think in Hamburg was a bit of a legend, wasn't he?
A lot of fans held him in quite high regard, but yeah. I can't quite understand why for the life of me. He didn't get promoted anyway, so I don't. Very weird.
It's weird, isn't it, with German managers? Obviously, we had that Brighton writer last year, and it just, I mean, obviously, difficult situation. I don't think many could have turned it around, but just like, you just think, don't you, sort of like English, because the English speaking mentality and stuff, and obviously Wagner were the one, but kind of not did much at Norwich. Well, obviously they got a playoff semi, didn't they? And then Leeds blew them away. But I don't know. It's just it's interesting. I'd love to be like in a boardroom, and like some of these philosophy just changes from one month to the next, doesn't it?
That's what confuses me the most about our run under this owner, is that from the start he said that he wants this really entertaining, attacking style of football. That he wants, a style that's going to bring fans back. It's going to be 4-3 games, all this kind of stuff. And then every single manager he's hired has been completely different. So we're not seeing that there's a clear style he's going for. He's kind of just hoping that he can hire someone and it sticks, kind of thing. Because like Shota Arveladze was his first hire, and he was diabolical, and we were near the bottom 3. Brought Rosinia in, kept us up, finished on the outside of the top 6. Sacked him. We brought Walter in, horrendous appointment, sat near the bottom 3. So it's every style's been completely different, and I just don't quite understand what he wants or what his actual idea of entertaining football is, because it's certainly not passing it around the goalkeeper and the back 4 for 75 minutes every single game. that's just it's not been a good watch. So we're all a bit excited now. Hopefully it gets announced before the weekend and we can go into the Blackburn game with a bit of bounce.
Well, let's chat about that because Blackburn beat the best team in the league on the weekend. Leeds United 1-0. So you must be a little bit worried. No, to be fair to Blackburn, they've had some good results of late. They beat Leeds United. They beat Middlesbrough at the Riverside the week before. I think they got a point against Cardiff. So they're
how did that guy miss that chance that hit bar? Honestly, it was unbelievable. That should have been 2-0 for Blackburn. What a miss that one.
Well, that would have been one at the time. Yeah, I don't know. We'll get on to Leeds, man. It is what it is. Talk about that game then. Hull Blackburn, mate. Are you expecting a old manager bounce? Like, even if the new one don't come in, you're still going to be buoyed because everyone hated him?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, the Borough game was a very short turnover from Andy Dawson. Didn't have very long to actually even change much for the Borough game, but we actually used the midfielders, which was a nice, refreshing change. Obviously, it was going to be a long ask to go to the Riverside and come away with anything anyway. Second half, we played really well. So I feel like obviously now he's had a full week with the players that we might play probably a more. Just try and keep a clean sheet. I think the home fans, the atmosphere might lift a little bit, even though it's most likely going to be Dawson still in charge. Sellers will be there in the stands, I think, watching. So hopefully we can sort of show a bit of grit, determination, show some players, maybe like Casey Palmer, who's got a bit of a point to prove because seemingly frozen out by the last manager, and he said that in his interviews. He couldn't quite understand why he wasn't playing. Things like that. These players have all got points to prove. So go there, show a bit of grit, determination, try and turn that home form round before the end of the year because we're just 4 wins in 2024 at home is just it's so bad. But the good thing is that Sellers coming in, Reading have the best home record in League One for 2024, like 14 wins at home they've had this year. So hopefully he's coming in with that kind of mentality. And obviously this weekend might be a bit too soon, but going on afterwards, let's just see where we go.
Mark Robbins were really done with that. There's a load of bollocks up in paper talk or what? Or were Robbins?
I think Robbins was definitely. The problem was with Robbins was he didn't want to interview. He felt like he was above the interviewing process, which was a bit bizarre. Mm-hmm. He came out and he said he was interested in a job, but he wanted us to offer him it. He didn't want to interview, which I think is a bit, I don't know, a bit big-headed for somebody who got sacked recently. So, but yeah, no, I think that maybe put him off a bit. Jukanovic was a prime contender. I think Alex Neil was a late entry. I think who else was mentioned? We had Schumacher was definitely involved as well. There was Steve Cooper would have been an interesting one. I think he was seen in all the other day as well, but I don't think anything mustered from that. I think he was here for a funeral or something, which is, obviously when you. I'm
going to say, weren't in all just for sites, was it? There's got to be a reason.
Former city of culture. What are you talking about?
Get on Ezel foreshore and take a picture near the Umber Bridge, all right, and go to the deep. There's loads to do it.
Do it deep, yeah.
But, I think Sellers was always the number one from the start, but obviously with him being at a club, they kind of kept it under wraps up until it was pretty much, we're going to go in for him right now kind of thing.
Are you worried about relegation at all at Hull, like fans, or you're like, no, we'll change the manager, we'll fly up the league?
I don't think we'll fly up the league. I think this is definitely a mid-table squad, and it's been put in the bottom 3 because of horrendous tactics from the previous manager. But I think we can't rule out being in a relegation fight this season just because of where Walter's left us. He's going to have to really go for it in January because this squad is desperate for reinforcements. We've just got no goals. We sold all our goal scorers in summer. I think someone put a stat up. It's like over 90% of our goals, that's creators and scorers, gone. We didn't really bring in any goal scorers in. Chris Beddy has got 2. Pedro's got 2. I think there's about 4 players that have scored 2 goals, and they're all our joint top scorer. So it's clear where there's a problem. Miller and Balumi, who are probably our best players, are out for the full season. We desperately need players in the door that are going to score and create goals because at the minute that's just really where we're struggling. He can come in and he could make us solid, start getting clean sheets back in again because we've only had 1 all season. That's something that needs to stop. Come in and get clean sheets, but then you're thinking, right, who's going to score the goals to actually win us these games, even if we aren't conceding. So yeah, I think we can definitely shore up the defence with what we've got, but in terms of going forwards, he's going to have to spend in January. Send all these loanees back who he's brought in because they've all been useless, to be fair. sell a couple of the players like Cynic and Omer, who are on big wages and aren't really contributing in a positive fashion, and actually bring in some goal scorers that know this league.
Yeah. He will spend as well. What he likes to like get his money out, doesn't he? To be fair, the owner, he's quite ambitious, no?
Yeah, he is. It just depends on what we've actually got in terms of wiggle room, because last year cost us big, which is why we had such the summer we did. We spent a lot on some of the players. Yes, we got a lot of money in for obviously Greaves and Philogene and players like that, but and got a lot of big earners off the wage bill like Seri and Tufan. Cavalli obviously went back as well, and it's one of those where I think he will spend if he can. So if there is money there to be spent, he 100% will. But he has told us repeatedly over the last few months that he was going to go in for a really big forward over the summer, which never really mustered to anything. But he does insist the money is there for one. So I think in January he's probably going to go and get a striker that he wants. So I hope, and it's not Datro Fofana from Chelsea is the player that he's on about, because I don't quite know what he'd be like in the Championship. But he's definitely, he has to, because he made such a call with Rosenior and bringing in Walter. And now we're possibly in a relegation fight. He's going to have to spend to keep us in the league, because if we go into League One, then that's just going to be shocking for him.
Yeah.
Sure. Links Africa sets 350, mate. In home bargains, mate. Deodorant and gel out that bargain. That deodorant now is about 354 quid. Gel's 125. Joe, you know where to go, mate. Home bargains.
Just while we're on Cossey's mad ramblings, Dr. Cox wants to know how the electric toothbrush is.
Yeah, I've had ups and downs, to quote your anthem, Joe. I walked last night about 10 to midnight.
Was it fell apart?
It records.
But you did well there.
98%. It marks your brush, so 98%. So I thought I'd get my confidence up, like a bit like Wednesday, couple of wins, and then this morning I was half dead, to be fair. 74%. So it's all over the shop. I'm winning and losing. I'm like, yeah. So it's brilliant, though, mate. And it's AI. It shows you what you're doing. It's just
what brilliant. Electric toothbrush AI? What are you going on about?
You get it out here. The toothbrush, that is. But yeah, just look there. 86%.
Electric toothbrushes have been about since the 90s.
Look there, 86% today. Look what I missed there. I got all them. Look, that corner there. But I swear I brushed them, Joe. I did push him, but yeah. So wish me luck tonight.
So that from your tooth, this is quite cool.
AI, mate. Oh, the AI.
Yeah. It's not AI. It's an app.
AI.
How did we just go from Ant giving quite a good detailed about the manager situation at Hull to Cos's supposed AI toothbrush?
No, but someone said, didn't they?
Yeah. Someone started with the Leeds Africa chat, and it just went downhill from there. Cossey, let's talk. Go.
You know, Blue Sky. Everyone's talking about leaving Twitter and going to Blue Sky. Can I just quickly get some short straw poll? I mean, no one went to Threads. That's dead. Blue Sky, what are we saying?
I'm not sure it's going to take off. At first, I thought, here we go, because some big hitters went on, and I'm not sure, but.
Well, I'm refusing. I'm refusing
Why?
to leave. I'm not starting another, because I already run 7 social media accounts. Sheffield United Way is the smallest thing I do.
Oh.
And I am not joining another one. I can't handle the amount I'm doing. So no chance.
Yeah, nah, not for me either.
Wow, that's
someone invented an app that just let you post to all of the social medias in one message would be great, wouldn't it?
But it's tweet tech. I'm sure there was some. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, that does exist. We use it. We use it at work, but it's a bit of a nightmare because, things need to look different on Instagram than they do to Twitter, and you've got character limits. It's not fail safe. So no, I can't be bothered. I'm not.
Nah,
I'll not Mr. Blue Sky. So then ELO's
Mr. What a band they were, by the way. I didn't mind.
By the way,
I think it's finished, and then it comes back, doesn't it? And it's unbelievable.
Big if true. Yeah, it's a good film as well. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which it's the theme song from. Great film. Jim Carrey, first serious role he did. Truman Show, of course, as well. Fantastic. And just while we're not talking about football, Ine Aluko. I don't know if you heard yesterday, she said that Mings and Consa's partnership was crucial to Aston Villa's successful season. and Mings has only played one game. And quite a few people have had a go, and I think it's really important because she said that she has to leave Twitter because and this is why we're talking about it, because I just mentioned it to it, because it's such an unkind place. I think if you constantly say things that aren't true, but you're paid quite a lot of money to do research, you've got to expect the backlash. And it is nothing to do with her gender or race. You know, people hate Michael Owen. He's a white man, one of the best players ever played for his country. He just doesn't talk sense, and she's the same.
Yeah, agreed. I didn't know that was a thing, but yeah, some of the takes are absolutely insane. So yeah,
Scholes is rubbish, mate. He'd be like, I saw him the week Fenerbahce, or it's just embarrassing. Really big club. A big club in Turkey. He didn't have a clue. He did not have a clue, man. He gets away with it because it's Paul Scholes, isn't it?
Well, Gary Neville's got to a point now. If you played for Man United, he'll have you on his podcast. Now, I do really like the podcast, but it's just they did a watch along the other day as well, and I was like, look at them. Yeah,
exactly. On your turf, Joe.
No, not mine. I'm just saying,
your turf. You don't come for the big man. You best not miss.
I don't think so.
Those watch alongs are unbelievable. I kind of went in one other night.
On purpose.
It was just when you flick on your YouTube, he's always live. He's doing something. Electric toothbrush, you'll be soon, mate. We'll be having live commentary like my brushing. I'm waiting for it, man. I'm here for it.
It can be a new series for Joe and Cossie, his product reviews.
Hey, I'm telling you, if you don't make it,
reviews anyway. We are there.
Cossie, this is the first time I've not seen you in a hat.
I know. I shaved my head earlier, so I thought I looked all right. But yeah, just
how much did you? Because I've not seen you with the hat off. I mean, how much are we talking that you shaved off? Because were you like Brian May a few hours ago?
Like down there, isn't it? But yeah. Anyway, on to League One, but. I just wanted to say, League One, we're doing well and we're up to fourth, but the difference between the standards is absolutely massive. I don't know what you thought, Anne. I mean, but you kind of, I'm trying to think, you were in it before, Sheffield were in it before. Oh, I can't remember who got promoted last, but I cannot believe you can play so crap. And have loads of players missing and still comfortably cruise loads of games. It is weird. We played it later on the other week. We had 9 men missing, and it was an easy win. We should have won by about 5 goals. It's really bad to say this, watch we'll lose on Saturday, but it's like there's probably about 14 teams where you can just cruise and not play well. You're watching a game thinking it's not all this, but you always win. And we've got a real solid defence. He's really shored that up. And it's classic Michael Duff, really. Just not the most exciting football, but he's still got a squad there that's kind of, I'm not saying not fit for purpose, but there's still bits that need to be solved in January or maybe even next summer. But so I think he's doing really well because we haven't got any good strike force. But I can't say enough. I know that scares me going up, but the difference between the Championship and League One is huge. I think League Championship, you could even Ant, your team's always struggling, but if we played you, I think you'd beat us comfortably on 22nd. While you say it's the worst Championship, I don't know. I just think it's pretty grim, really, though, in that division. But I shouldn't knock it. We're not doing right. We're not pulling up an inches. It's not sexy football, but we're up to 4th. And if we can just get this striker business right, we've got 6 on his books, but they're all crap, mate. Freddie Ladapo, absolute donkey, can't even trap a ball. You got Danny Ward's seen better days. Callum Marshall, the little guy from West Ham as a kid, is we really, if we could get that right in January, I think there's half a chance of top 2 now. But we've just kind of crept up. We had that shocker in FA Cup, but since then we've won 6. We've won 7 straight at home, including that Bristol Street Motors. But so yeah, it's kind of you don't go out there buzzing, but you're just thinking he's doing a good job in Michael Duff. And I'll breathe in a minute. But one thing that I love today, it's BBC Radio Leeds asked him about. They was asked a couple of strikers to play wide. He says, "How do you get the buy-in, Michael?" He says, "I don't get the buy-in. I just tell them where they're playing. If they don't want to, they won't play." Honestly, I love the guy. He's just old school. I knew it'd be a good fit for us just with his straight talking. I think he's kind of down, but we need someone kind of to get in there. And I think he's been given license just to get rid of who he wants to get to. And you know what it's like with Yorkshire Pulley. They like it. He is a bit of a Warnock, really, and that's all. But he's a good defender. So I think he's got that command respect to the players. But it's going well without you don't turn up thinking you're going to get 3 or 4-0 win. But it is. On Tuesday night, wasn't great, but I just knew we'd get a goal. We're good from set pieces again, a bit like the other year. But it's up to 4th. But there's not many talking about us, which is probably good, really. But so that's good because after that cup game, it could have gone other way, Joe. There.
Tell us about Rotherham as well, because they find themselves in 18th. You're our League One reporter, mate, you see. So they're having a stinker, aren't they?
They had a good win on Tuesday, though, Joe. And I was looking at some of Matt's stuff, and they were saying it with a big win. I think they won on the last minute. I think against Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln, yeah. So, yeah, because I remember that last time we were on, before that one we had with Rinaldi, with Luton and all, weren't we? And we were saying whether lost that would go. And I still think it's going to go anyway. In the Edwards, they still want him. I'll tell you what, though, don't you think the vitriol's disgusting, though, about that? I think whether you think he's doing a good job or not, the guy gave him a promotion, and it's like, I know I'm on a tangent here, but it's like, I think some of the stuff were disgusting. Like, where were they playing the other night? Where, again, a video went on X, and I just think we're disgrace. If he were a guy, I couldn't even condone it if he.
They were so bad against us, though, Cossie. They couldn't get near us, and you wouldn't think they'd played in Premier League last season. You know,
still got some names, though, aren't there? Why were they capture? Why were they crap? Just not adventurous.
They literally couldn't get near us. Like, it was our. I said, "Oh, we've finally got out of second gear," and I thought we'll go on a run, and then we got fucking beat by Blackburn, but. Because we looked so good against Luton, but
the waveforms all over the shop, Joe. Is it?
Yeah, it's bad.
But then you look at stats every time. I always go on about your stats here games. I always have a look. You got always most possession, most shots, but you never. It's really weird. It's weird, man.
Yeah, I thought.
But again, overreactions were mental on Saturday. I knew it would be though. It's just always the same. This is fuck.
They want him gone. Some of the fan base want him gone. Bloody Paul Warnes had to talk about it today in his press. Farker's under pressure. What do you think? And he's going, that's crazy. Like, it's crazy, the third, you know. But I don't know. I think people want us top, and I understand it. But, like, football's not won on paper, is it? I do think we'll be top at Christmas, but just because the fixtures for Leeds are very favourable comparative to Burnley and Sheffield United's. Plus, they've got to play each other. So, Joe, I do think we'll be top.
Once you did that thing about a easy December or something, I just thought it's a bit like when a cricketer's got 90. I thought, you don't say out, Joe, just let him get his 100. But then you're like, and then I saw you lose. But Derby, bloody hell, get your money on Derby now, Joe.
No, we can't get beat.
Yeah, Ash, I'll tell you what, you know, like sometimes you watch some games and like that last minute, just limbs. You had limbs at Coventry, mate, but the limbs at Derby on Sunday, it's just. That is football. I don't care if you hate Wednesday, love them. That I looked at that and thought, that is why we go, mate.
Didn't have any pressing ironing to do.
No, I was there actually. No, I made the trip. Wow. Yeah, a special trip. No, it was great. I think that's the third time this season we've scored in 90 plus to win it. Coventry away and Portsmouth. I think Portsmouth now that was an 80 odd minute, but yeah, third. Then we've come back. Yeah, it was fantastic, mate. It's really good. We were awful for about 70 minutes until Bannon scored quite a good goal from like 25 yards out. And then it were all Sheffield Wednesday. Derby were pretty poor after. I think he just kicked them out of them after they started really well. And we thought, I thought if we get away with a draw here, we'll have done well. But since we scored, it was all us, and probably deserved the win in the end after the pressure for the last 20 minutes. It was good, and like I said,
Charles as well getting a lot of praise, isn't he, at the minute?
Yeah, he is Northern Ireland international, backup keeper to James Beadle at the minute. He's apparently there's been some Premier League teams sniffing around him and things, but he signed a new contract in May for 4 years, I believe it is. So it'll cost a pretty penny if anyone wants him. But hopefully he'll be our first choice next season because he's really good.
I hope Eckenbottom and McCall's got some earplugs this Saturday. They're going to get a nice welcome, haven't they?
Yeah, it's 12:30 kickoff though, isn't it? 12:30 kickoff on a Saturday. 3 o'clock on a Sunday last week. 12:30 Saturday. It's great, isn't it? It's Sky Sports.
You've got a bad month of it. I was seeing an interview with that Rob Staton and that. I've mentioned this before, but I just can't. It's good if you don't.
Getting talent spotted, mate. You're getting talent spotted, Ash.
Hey, Ash.
Oh, yeah, you see me with my glass of rosé or something. It's good. It's good in the Sheffield tap. Yeah, if you like your craft beer, it's lovely.
There you go.
It's nice here just off the train station. I recommend it.
Right, tell them we want paying for that sponsorship there. You've just done.
You can also go to Panenka Bar and Grill, the sponsors of the Sheffield United Way. Only a stone's throw from beautiful downtown Bramall Lane and New Era Square.
Alex, 1 year since Wilder took over in it, and honestly, everyone, as I say, everyone, but there's so many. Every other opposition fans hate him, and I always think if you're hated, you're doing something right, mate. But
yeah, agree with you. Warnock was hated as well, wasn't he? You know, we've always had charismatic and interesting managers, and I think that is nowadays quite refreshing in a very bland time for football.
It just it should be the Just Cozzy show, this, isn't it?
I love it, man. I love it because I don't need to do all. I love it. It makes a change. Carry on, Cozzy. Yeah. Go on. Ask some more questions. I love it.
It looks like that Wilfred off the Bash Street Kids then.
He looked like a roll on deodorant.
Roll on deodorant. That's brilliant. I've never heard that before. That's quality. I'll use that. I'll definitely take that. Hal, talk to us then. Sheffield United top of the tree. After Leeds obviously were for all of a week. Yeah, you're looking good again. 2 wins on the spin. Admittedly, not great opposition in Hull and Derby, but you can only
and Oxford. You know, because he was mentioning League One. Oxford game. My goodness me, I've never seen a game that was so easy and actually really boring as well. Because it's right. You know, there's the chore of football when you're losing and you feel like you're going, or end of the season when you've got nothing to play for, the chore of going to football mid-table, you know you're not going to get in the playoffs, you know you're not going to go down. But there's also those games where you score early, you score a second, the opposition has no efforts, doesn't really have any interest in playing football or even attempting to score. And that, unfortunately, was Oxford. And then, you're right, you know, we after that as well, just kind of kicking on. I mean, Sunderland game was completely different because that was two sides that are going for promotion. And we've got another one in West Brom on Sunday. Again, not a Saturday 3:00 kickoff. You know, we had a Friday night game. You know, these games that are on the Tuesday, the Friday, then the Sunday. It's a nonsense. I really miss Saturday 3:00 kickoffs. That's what football should all be about. That Sunderland game for me was the best of the season. Most exciting. I love games under the lights. I love a last-minute winner. I know both Sheffield sides have experienced that. And I think similar, actually, I watched that Derby Wednesday game, and, you know, that was a game where there was times when you thought Derby were the better team, and there were times when you thought Wednesday were the better team. And in the same in the Sunderland game at Sheffield United, there were times when Sunderland looked really good, particularly first half. And then second half, we were the better side. And we deserved the win, I think, although Sunderland fans and their managers certainly don't agree with that. And if you can win against the teams that are in or around you, that's a sign, I think, of a good team. And we also had 10 men, and they missed a penalty. So I think the signs are good. We've also got so many injuries. We've only got one fit centre-back for this West Brom game. They've not lost in 10. Yeah, Jack Robinson. Jack Robinson, who gave the penalty away against Sunderland.
Is Suter only out for one game, Hal, because it was professional foul?
He'll be out for one game, Anel 3, but this will be the final one for Anel. I think I'm right with one for Suter. I'll have to double check that, but it definitely deserved to go as well. Really silly foul to make. But he leaves us in a real shtuck because Robinson will be the only recognised centre back, so we'll have to move a full back to centre back, and we've got still strikers out as well. Ollie Arblaster's knee has been seen in the wild because we did our squad photo. Do you remember when squad photos were done at the start of the season? Now they're done in December. And we saw it came out yesterday, and Ollie Arblaster's on the front right next to Wilder, and he's got his shorts on, obviously, and his knee looks absolutely disgusting. I feel really sorry for the lad. Couldn't happen to a nicer person. He really is an absolute diamond and a treasure. The fact that he carried on playing against Sheffield Wednesday with what he'd done, God, what a warrior. I mean, so mentally and physically tough. I'm sure that was only because it was Wednesday, and he would have not wanted to go off. But that's him. That's him done for the season, and it's huge.
Yeah, it is big. It is big that you are, missing a few.
Kyle Walker will come back. Or is that a load of bollocks again?
Do you know what? No, it's not. It's not a load of nonsense. Kyle's a massive blade, and he watches Sheffield United when he's not playing. And, a lot of blades will want Kyle Walker back. I'm going to be quite controversial. I think he's a morally bankrupt person, and I don't want him playing for Sheffield United.
Wow. Cut that out, Joe.
Wow. Really? Because of the whole wife.
Don't leave us like this.
Yeah, that's football all over, though, isn't it? It's football. You could
I don't know how many people have. Yeah, Ash, but I don't know how many people have a secret second family. I just don't. I don't have any time for that sort of thing, and I don't want that.
It's hard enough keeping a family happy, bearing back 2. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I don't know how these people manage to keep things secret, because I couldn't do that, man. My head would be burnt out. Where are you going? That'd be it. Well, you're lying, and then that'd be game over. So, fair facts to him for doing it. But yeah, crazy guy. Is he that great anymore?
He's still a good player. He was a fan. I mean, he's one of the best right backs, probably with the best graduate Sheffield United have ever had. I think as a footballer, he's absolutely fantastic, and he'll still easily be able to do it for Sheffield United, and would be a wonderful addition. I mean, my reasons will be that no one else is going to agree with me on that. You asked me a question. That's how I feel. But he probably will come back. Maybe he'll get a payday in Saudi. Who knows?
Yeah, probably. More than likely. Right, we've gone all over the houses, really. I do sort of have a not a plan, but like I go right.
A structure, Joe. Who are you kidding?
And then Cossie just smashes it to smithereens.
Ask anyone on our podcast. They hate me for it. Yeah.
Someone said you look like Brian McDermott in the chat, and I can't get it out of my head now.
Not Tango. Yeah, I saw him the other day on a. Is he work for? Well, he was at an awards thing or something. Yeah, I saw him.
Have you seen Brian McDermott in the wild? Get in touch.
I'll do that. Brian McDermott and Cosy in the same room. Yeah.
I always laugh because that night before we played you, Joe, when it did Cholino, they blocked him in car park because all fans did this.
Man, the taxi and that, yeah. Chasing his taxi around the road. Yeah. What a crazy guy. The pasta, Mickey, the pasta, man. He was always off his tits, man.
Hey, do you want a weird one? You mentioned Slavisa Jokanovic a little earlier. He, for some reason, follows me on Twitter. Yeah. Yeah, I know. There's nothing really to say to that. It's just a fact.
Okay. Have you got into him and said, is he going to Cardiff?
Have I got into him, Joe? What time is the family show?
Have you got into his...
He's a handsome man. I have dropped him a DM, but he hasn't yet responded.
That's fair. Oh, someone's just sent me.
What they said?
Fuck's sake! It's something similar. Hang on, I'll share it with you.
What is it? It's coming here.
Oh, you can't see us. Hang on. There you go, guys.
That's a terrible picture.
That'd be taken hostage or something.
Blink twice if you're all right, Cosy.
Yeah, Leeds Middlesbrough next week. That's a big game, isn't it? Next.
Are you going to do a live? Are you going to do a live brush along?
Quick, back on topic, Al.
Sorry. Yeah, no, you did well.
Ampadu's coming back. He's soon back, Joe.
Who is? Ampadu. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Ampadu. Ampadu will be back hopefully before Christmas, which will free up Rothwell to go in the 10, I think, maybe, who's been great. We've got probably the best signing the Championship's ever seen in now Tanaka. That guy is different gravy. If you get the chance to watch him, then please do. He's absolutely unreal. So him and Ampadu as a midfield pairing will be very good. But looking at the fixtures, Cossie, through the whole month of December, really, we need to be top because we've got Derby twice, Stoke, Oxford, Preston. And the only tough game really is Middlesbrough. So, Derby home and away, Stoke away, Preston away, and then Oxford and Derby and Borough at home. So
I just got in the cup.
Harrogate. It's a derby. Yeah. Someone, I think Graham Smith said, the posh Leeds fans won't know what to do with themselves, who they're going to support. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, get yourself in betties before that. Get absolutely right. Tea cakes as well. That'll be great. Yeah, we've got a really boring one against Cardiff, who we play in the league just before.
Terrible.
You never want, I think, in the FA Cup, a team in your own league. In fact, I think they should make a rule where you can't get a team in your own league in the third round.
That would be.
We've got Donny at home. They'd be better away. Home ties are always. You always want a nice, decent away one, I think.
Yeah, we've got Coventry, so we'll play Coventry 6 times in 14 months.
Wow. Frank Lampard's Coventry, eh?
Sorry, the full title, yes.
Yeah, you can't forget that. You can't.
Yeah, I know I've banged on about that half 12 thing, but I just think there might come a point in a season or 2 times where people are just going to season cards if you're in that. I mean, like they moved our game to 8 o'clock on Tuesday, but why piss about with 15 minutes? It's almost like they're trying to
give me your opinion on the potential throwing away of the 3 p.m. blackout. What's everyone's thoughts on that?
Jeff Stelling had big thoughts, didn't he? Jeez.
Yeah, I don't agree with him though.
I'm not so sure I did.
It's hard now because the way that like I've mentioned about our games, the way that the kickoffs have gone anyway. You've gone Friday, you've got Saturday dinner, Saturday late, you've got Sunday 3-4 games, Monday night. I just don't think there is any need for the blackout now, is there?
And you can't tell me any fan of our clubs is going to choose to stay at home to watch City versus Man United. I don't understand.
I think the problem was the blackout back then. I think people would have, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now, I think what Sky have done, and they've been real clever about it, is with this new deal that they've done and these outlandish kickoff times and these half 12s on Saturdays and loads of whatever. How many times you're showed on Sky? And very rarely do you play at 3 o'clock now. And I think they planned on doing that because they wanted to make the 3 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday obsolete.
Yeah.
And I feel like they've got to that point now where people are so desperate again for 3 o'clock kickoffs that they can wangle away that they go, all right, yeah, when they get rid of the blackout, people are still going to go to games and stuff, but it'll be gone. So they'll be able to just have control of everything.
I totally agree. And they were naughty with Sky because I was shouting this out in like when the fixtures come out, but they were saying, oh, but you know now to January, it's all nailed down. It's like as if they were doing us a favour. It like bollocks, man. You're moving our games, pissing about with them. But them ones on a Sunday afternoon must be so annoying for you championship guys like Swansea Leeds. You don't want to be coming back there at like 11, 12 o'clock at night when you got work next day. West Brom, Sheffield United, even that. It's like, but it's all nailed down. You know what you can do. No, bollocks, no. You're moving the games. And then they're clashing like with Premier League. So that kind of goes against the blackouts. It's like you had that last week with Liverpool City, wasn't it? But then you had, that Swansea Leeds. It's like, I don't know. It feels like I just wonder non-league though, it might affect it though. I can probably see if a boozer's got like Man U, Man City, would people trail up to watch Scarborough and I don't know, Kings Lynn Town or whatever? I just wondered if some of them people,
Gossip, I don't know. In 2024, the majority of households can watch any football match they want, even by illegal means. It's not as if, oh my God, it's on TV, I'll be able to watch it. I don't normally get an opportunity to watch Man United. That's just not going to happen because you can watch it anywhere now. Like,
would you not feel that obviously the lower league teams, you are going to get your hardcore fans, aren't you, for lower league teams, are going to go and watch their team like any
that's
team.
What I mean, yeah.
And you're going to get people that are going to want to go regardless, and they're not going to have a choice between obviously Man City, Liverpool, and like I say, whoever in the lower league. It's just going to be they're going to want to go and watch that football, so they're going to go and pay their £10. Now the prices for non-league games are getting ridiculous, like football tickets are. So I think that is probably more of a deterrent than a Sky TV showing games for people to go. If you're going to a non-league and a family of 4, it's going to cost you £60. So it's quite expensive, isn't it? Really,
it is.
And I'm a Sheffield fan who we've got ridiculous owners charging ridiculous prices. So
I think it feels inevitable to me that it's gonna go that, I Jeff Stelling's rant was an odd one to me, but I get he's the man of the people, but really are people gonna like if you watch Hartlepool, they're gonna like no, it's Brentford v Bournemouth. No bollocks, I'm gonna
exactly.
Hartlepool's been paid by Sky for 30 years as well, or whatever it was. So I mean,
it's and do you know what? I just want there to be a big streaming service like Netflix and just put all the football on there, and everyone will be happy.
Joe, don't you think though it's a bit weird? This sounds a bit bad, but you've got someone like, I think that's over at Stevenage v. Oh, shit, I'm trying to think. What Vale someone and 12:30. What's the point of moving that to? I can kind of see maybe a few championship, but I just think lower division ones. I'm not like slagging the football. You know what I'm trying to say? I just think it's almost like you're just moving for them for the sake of it. Just keep them at 3, as if there's going to be many tuned into Reading v Stevenage or whatever it is. I don't get it. I can get the championship choice, but I just further down just leave stuff. But it's like, I don't know. It's weird. But to be fair, it is good coverage, because I wondered if it'd be like them red button games the other year. It was shit.
Yeah. No replays and nothing, was there? It was terrible.
Like someone's knocking 82-10 with one camera, and then you didn't get a replay. But now it's almost like as if it's a normal game. So I suppose they are doing it right, aren't they? But it just feels Christmas something different here now.
We shall wait and see. We shall wait and see what happens there. Listen, let's bring it to a close. We've chatted about, but before we do, let's get some score predictions off, folks. Ash, give us 1 second.
Home to Preston at 12:30.
Home, yeah.
Yeah. Our home form's not as good as our away form at the minute. I think we've won our last 4 away. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. 1-1 draw, yeah.
Old Ecky's Preston. Shite.
I've not seen a lot of Preston, to be honest. Just going on.
No need for that, Joe.
Recent. Out ball.
No need. I would watch it because I'd like to see Hecky get a win there. But I will be in a tavern enjoying a Cypriot meze before I go and watch the local Cypriot team that I support here. And you talk about like games getting moved and that. As I mentioned before, games in Cyprus can get moved very, very short notice. Well, this game that I'm going to, the stadium has been moved to a completely different county 2 days before, which has caused me no end of problem. And that's because the stadium it's meant to be at, the pitch, has been reseeded and it isn't going to be ready. We're in the middle of the season, and that is Cyprus, my friend.
Ring Jeff Stelling tomorrow on his show. Kick off, Al. Go on.
I will. It's not on. Although I'll tell you that. I did make a friend today after watching this chap Parallel Park really well. And I just sort of like gave him a little round of applause. And we kind of eyes met. They had that knowing nod. And we just started chatting. Really nice guy, good at parking, top job. You need to respect, but you need to respect quality parallel parking, I think. If you do it first time and you line it up as you're supposed to, busy road, a lot of people watching, you get straight in, you own that road. Everyone should be applauding. Everyone should be shaking your hand. Fair play. And I needed to call it out because it needs to be said. Not enough people do praise quality parallel parking. It's a dying art. The game's gone. The parallel parking game is gone.
Back to Ash. Come on. 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1. Yeah, I think it's going to be for a home draw.
There you go. We've got Derby. 4-0. 4-0 Leeds. Back to winning ways. We're imperious at home. We absolutely are imperious at home. Away from home, we could have had a conversation, but I think we beat Derby comfortably. 4-0.
Joe, why can't you park? What are you on about?
Oh, man, I can't, man. I could, right, doing my lessons. Totally fine. Then what happened is I passed in May of this year.
I know, well done.
But I couldn't get a car till September. So anyway, I gets the car. Well, quite a lot of times passed. So like it's totally gone to shit. And I have a massive scratch down the side of my car. So I went to the cinema in Durham, and the multi-story, the spaces are tiny. So I've gone up and I've had to go up to the second level. Well, I've tried to get up to the second level and I couldn't get my car around. So the guy behind me is going, "You need to come this way, that way." I went, "Don't worry, I'm going to go in that space behind me." So I just stayed on level 1. So I'm going back and my sensors are going.
Oh, you've got. See, I didn't have sensors when I passed my driving test.
So
I've never crashed.
My sensors are going. I'm going, fucking all right, man. And then my wind mirror has gone. Doof. So obviously my wind mirror has been pushed in by this big bollard. And I thought, well, if my wind mirror has been pushed in, then there's probably enough gap. So it'll be all right.
That's a sensible way of thinking about when you've had basically a minor motor accident. Yeah, that's the thing.
I keep going back,
We move. We keep going. We do not let this slip.
And then I've heard boop, boop, boop. The guy's beeping me. I said, "What's up?" He went, "Mate, you've scratched the car." And I was like, "Oh, really?" So I got out of the car and I've got a massive scratch about this along.
But it's a good film, Joe.
It was Heretic with Hugh
film.
Grant. It's actually.
I want to see that. Is it worth
it's
ruining
really
your
good.
car for? Yeah.
Yes, no, probably not. But to be honest, I've had three.
What up to scratch, Al?
Hey,
You've had 3 accidents since September.
Accidents.
Not accidents, parking issues. So one, I was
parking.
driving in. The first one,
Joe,
I was driving.
I passed my driving test when I was 17. Right, I'm 42 now. I have not had 3 accidents.
Joe, tell us about these others.
Do you class them as accidents, though?
Yes.
What are these
other
others?
to get it fixed?
The other one, there was 2 massive, I don't know, like where your gate is, but they're like bricks.
Gate posts.
So yeah. I've just gone straight into that. Boof. So I couldn't. So that's one, and then the other one. Say it quietly. I was parking up on my street. There's cars at either side, and there's my next door neighbour's car. So I've come in, and I've come in too close, and I've gone, and then
hit your neighbour's car.
The back of it's gone, and I've gone. I just fucked off, turned it round, got out, wiped
That's
mine.
Wrong.
And gone back. No, but I googled it after, and it's actually classed as a hit and run.
Yeah, it would be. It would be, and you've just admitted to it. So legally now,
they don't know. Do
It's
they?
all right. No one watches this show. You're all right.
Joe, you shouldn't be on the road. The last thing we need is more bad drivers. No offense.
I can drive, I just can't park.
There's no point if you can't park. You can't just keep driving. You'll run out of fuel eventually. Where's Joe going? Around the world. He never stops.
Don't, man. I'm getting better. I listen to my sensors now. I'm like, right, I think I should stop the car now. So, yeah.
I think Blackburn will be old.
Blackburn
will be old, man.
Listens to his sensors and listen to his conscience. You need to go around to your neighbours with a nice bottle of wine and apologise.
No, because then they might put it on me insurance, man. Fuck that shit.
Is your neighbour a Derby fan?
I don't know. To be honest, if you want my honest opinion, apart from them next door, they're knobheads. I'm just quite friendly, me. I say hello to people, but when you get blanked, it's irritating, and then I still do it, and then I say to myself as I walked off, why do I keep saying hello? So,
I can imagine Joe going back help neighbours with curtains, like, what's going to happen here? Yeah, I think Blackburn will be old. Blackburn, they fancy going up them, you know. They fancy the Sens, don't they, this time? It's a tough game, that, isn't it?
We are poor at home, so it's not beyond the realms.
No.
I think it'll be a draw. I think we'll draw 1-1. I think Dorsal make us just try and defend and hold on and just try and get something from it, because we need to stop the lost run. I mean, we're desperate for a win. I don't think we've won in 9 games, so it would be nice to win and let Sellers come into a nice happy camp afterwards. But we're just so poor at home. It's just so difficult to predict a win when you're coming to our ground at the minute. We're a banging away day, by the way. Really cheap tickets. Some of the best match day scran you can have, and you're probably going with 3 points. It's mint. Like, I want to go in the away end. I might get a Blackburn ticket.
Chip spice. That's all you need to say. 2 words. The best, one of the best inventions there's ever been.
Hopefully you'll be all right, mate.
And we got a penalty after 588 days at last week as well, which
I think it was more of that was less of a penalty than the one after.
Yeah, no, it was. I totally agree with that as well. Yeah.
Cossey, Huddersfield, come on, what's your score prediction?
We're off to Mansfield. We've sold us tickets. Hey, we're getting some decent followings now. 1,800 at Field Mill, and I think it might be a draw this one, mate. 1-1, but 4 points in a week. What did George Graham say? Draw away, win at home, and you go up, don't you? So go on, Georgie. He's totally disappeared off face of earth. He were pundit and everything, wasn't he, George Graham?
But what did Warnock say? Draws are no good in this league. But I suppose he was talking about the championship, weren't he? So.
I just think it's a player spot. I don't see he's going for top 2, but you never know, mate. Like I say, get the striker right in January. But yeah, it'd be a good away day. That I'm looking forward to it.
Therefore, Hal, 1-1.
How old do you think George Graham is now?
84. 84.
I've just looked it up. So if you all have a guess, I'll tell you.
Wow.
62.
84.
74.
Right.
He's not in his 80s, man.
No.
Joe, you're reading comics if you think he's that young. Ash is much closer.
Hey.
82.
No, he's 80. He's 80.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Time flies.
Do you know what I used? I used my. I didn't think he was older than me, ma. That's a bit mad. Anyway, yeah,
there
that's
you go.
there 81.
It's the yardstick. Yes, of course. So, do you want Sheffield United? I assume rather than the Cypriot.
Okay,
fine. West Brom away because I got the Cypriot game first. So I'm much more interested in that. That probably will be 1-1 actually. They have not won. They've drawn. They've drawn 9 out of the last 10. Can you believe that, West Brom? And they won the other one against
which was against us.
Yeah, 2-1. Just absolutely mad. So it's about a glass half full or a glass half empty way you're looking at it. If you're a West Brom fan, unbeaten in 10 or haven't won in 9. I mean, it's a weird one, isn't it? But apparently Corberan is still the man. West Brom fans are very much behind him. So I think 1-1 because there'd be a tricky side, and we've only got one centre back. So we shall see.
Yeah, it was quite funny because I did a prediction for the month of December, and I had some guy try to rib me, and he went, "What? You think you've done that fair? You had West Brom drawing every game." I went, "Mate, they've drawn 9 out of 10. Get in the bin and fuck off."
Wow, that was rude.
It's true though. It's true. Don't come on and try rib me, and then when you actually check, oh no, it is actually possible that they would do that. A 1-1 draw. Leeds win at lunchtime. We're back top of the table. Happy days. That's what we want, and everyone can calm down a little bit. Hopefully,
I'm perfectly calm.
You are, yeah. I'm on about in the Leeds fan base. Bloody
I'm getting a bit tetchy.
Yeah, that's fair as well. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to telling my mate who I work with, who supports Union Berlin, that Chris Bedier is absolutely naff, terrible. He's going to come. He's going to go back to them by the sounds of it.
He's absolutely garbage. I just don't know how he's ever made a career as a professional footballer.
Yeah. And also, the side that signed him last season were in the Champions League. Mad.
Crazy. No, we have to send him back to January. He's garbage.
Folks, I think we will leave it there.
What a show. We've covered many topics. Parking, Links Africa, toothbrushes. What else? Cypriot, parking, yeah.
By the way, keep a little eye out for the result. Kurisarimi against APR. That's the big one this weekend.
Come on, APR.
Yes, absolutely. APR.
If they win, it'll be happier after the bar, in the bar.
Right, we will leave it there, folks. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
See ya.